Hey Leos, welcome, welcome. This is your reading from July 30th to August 12th. Happy birthday. It is your solar return. It is your birthday. So let's see, Queen of Wands. Let's see what wants to come through today. The Tattoo Tarot wanted to lead again. Don't know why I said again. But maybe because when I was prepping the decks for the readings, the Queen of Wands came through, and then I just cut to her again. I was like, oh, Ace of Wands, nice. But yeah, Leo season. I hope you guys are having a great birthday month. Let's see what's coming through for you today. Leos. 2 more shuffles. Messages for Leo, please. Oh. Ooh. Okay. Before I get into the reading, just to mention that I am dating the readings for 2 weeks out now for the time being. Probably won't be permanent, we'll see. But it just means that I'm doing one element at a time on my regularly posted days. I'm posting 3 videos instead of 6. So Thursday, Sunday, same schedule, 1 grouping of element signs per day. So every 2 weeks, Leo's Thursdays. Same 2 weeks. We have a King of Swords that came out in reverse. Ouch. Well, we'll get into that in a second. Yeah. Okay. This is funny. I was going to say there's a similar energy that came through in the Aries reading I just recorded. I'm not going to focus on that. On the split, we do have some energy of decisions regarding opportunities and some loss there. Temperance on the bottom, that's nice. So let's talk about the King of Swords in reverse. I'm sure you guys saw that. It clearly just flew out upside down. The King of Swords in reverse is kind of a mixed up energy. We'll see what this is having to do with. The King of Swords is either someone who is very harsh with their communication, very cold with their words, calculating possibly, or somebody who is, like for me, when the Tattoo Tarot King of Swords comes out, I always get like a lot of mental energy coming off of him, right? Man or woman, just the masculine dominion over thoughts and communication. I always get a lot of mental activity in this King of Swords, in this deck specifically. In the downright position, if it's not someone who's really cruel, even, like, let's go there with this communication, man or woman, it's someone who's in a really mixed up mental state. There's no clarity going on for this person. I'm kind of leaning towards that, but we'll see. I want to clarify this king first when we get things moving here. But the 2 other cards that came out, we have the 9 of Swords and the Hangman. This is the card of a mixed up mental state. It's characterized by having nightmares, sleepless nights, can be mental disease. We'll see disorder. It's literally like that mental state of this King of Swords. So that's kind of what I'm leaning towards here. But this person may be lashing out emotionally or lashing out with their words. The Hangman Major for Pisces. This is a call for this person to see things in a new perspective. That's what the Hangman does when he or she strings themselves upside down like that. They are seeing the world upside down. This king desperately needs a shift in perspective or a shift in mindset. about something. We have Temperance on the bottom. This is good. This suggests that there's possibly an unseen element or an unseen force assisting, like spirit, assisting this king to balance. But it's balance, it's healing, it's tempering, right? Think tempering, like metals, I guess, or, you know, like alchemy, like mixing to create balance. And what's the word? Equilibrium. This King of Swords needs to come back to equilibrium. This is focus and work, overcoming and triumph. The Tower and the Eight of Swords. We do have a Two of Cups. Oh, interesting. This is a lot of the same energy. And then there's your Major underneath. Strength. This is a lot of the same energy. This just came through in that Aries reading too. If this is about relationships and you are dealing with somebody that has Aries in their chart, or you have Aries in your chart, maybe go watch that. A lot of the same cards are showing. I'm not going to link it to that reading. I'm going to read it separately, but this might be the other person. Sometimes I do find that the readings are connected. We have the Tower. This is like a very bound mental state. Typically, it's someone encased in, like, if this were a person, they're just encased by all those swords. It's like a mental doing. It's of their own doing, like they're overthinking, anxiety, over-rationalization too, maybe, with the King of Swords. But it's a mental prison of sorts, and it's self-imposed, typically. With the Tower coming through, Major for Scorpio. All the water signs are here too, just saying. We have Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. Somebody could have water in their chart. Or that could just be a call to emotion, because there, you know, there's cups in the background here. But this to me is either breaking up, this breaking free, trying to break free, and that's the tempering here. Something coming in, Tower moment, boom, a shake up to break up this mental energy or this stifledness, or it's making it worse. And then this king now is pushed to the Nine of Swords, and then they really need this perspective shift. Something has triggered them and made it even worse here. We do have a Chariot with the Eight of Pentacles. That is a lot of determination. I'm gonna say it that way. This is a card of focus and study, like effort and hard work, and this is like valiance, like triumphs and overcoming. But with these two together, it's like putting your nose to the grind, getting it done, overcoming, right? And this can be a card of focus too, with that shift of focus, being tempered here with Temperance. So some of you are definitely dealing with an Aries. I'm just throwing that out there. So King of Swords, let's look at this king. What are they so worked up over? Could just be a, like, in typical, like an over, a general, I guess, sorry, state of mental unwellness. But we'll see. Show me the energy of this King of Swords. Judgment is coming through. Five of Cups. Somebody might have made a judgment call here. It's really messing with this king. They can't stop thinking about it. Show me this King of Swords for Leos, please. Temperance. Major for Saggy. I'm not taking those, okay. Show me the King of Swords for Leos, please. King of Swords, why upside down? King of Cups. exercising a lot of control in their emotions here. 5 of Wands. Yeah. There's the 4 of Cups, missed opportunities as well. There's your Major there. This is the card of not seeing things for how they are, missing opportunities. I'm going to say it once for the last time, and then I'm going to drop it. But some of you definitely, this is connected to the Aries reading I just did. So if this is vibing for you, go check out that reading for sure. Here's your Major here. This is not seeing something for what it is, right? Spirit is here touching this bottle here. Kind of looks like the same bottle that this King of Cups is holding. That's a pretty happy-go-lucky King of Cups. That's control over emotions, though. With Strength there, your Major coming through, that's like overcoming. There is some conflict here or strife. We know that. We know that. Possibly within, brewing beneath the surface emotionally for this king. Conflict with emotions. Really torn up about something here. They could have Gemini in their chart. We have a High Priestess. The High Priestess communes with Spirit. I am kind of getting a vibe that this King's emotions is trying to tell them something, or Spirit's trying to get their attention here. I just saw 1144 when I looked down. Like angel numbers, so to speak, but powerful ones, like 1111 is powerful. 44 is number of stability, and this person's in a very unstable mental state, possibly emotional state as well, or they're just not going there emotionally. This is spiritual energy, Temperance, Spirit, Hangman, different perspective. I want to clarify this High Priestess because it kind of feels to me like Spirit is trying to get this person's attention because they're so mentally wound up, right? We have a 8-9 to the 10 of Swords. There's clarity trying to break on through here. And a juggling. The 2 of Pentacles is like someone typically holding 2 pentacles and they're like, and they're like balancing them, right? This one, the Jack in the box, they're bouncing up, they're bouncing down. They, you know, it's like shifty, it's confusing. This is a lot of pain. I do believe that something happened with that tower that caused this king so much pain and is escalating this situation, right? But when it reaches the 10, something really has to give, something really has to shift. And it looks to me like Spirit is trying to assist with that, but this king is not really part of that. So 5 of Cups, something was lost here. Grief or sadness of some kind, possibly being ignored on behalf of this king. This is a lot of mental energy, but they're really worked up about something. This is like plans for the future, like looking to, it's like the card of looking forward to something. Maybe some loss there. I want to clarify these two separately. The message from Spirit and kind of what they're so worked up about, right? I don't think that I will actually need to clarify this because that's kind of all encompassing. This is what this king is so upset about. And then this is the new perspective, the communing, the message trying to come through to help them work through this energy, see things in a different way so they can move on from it. I'm getting really called to the animals, so this will be interesting. Let's look at just the High Priestess is calling to me so hardcore, right? I almost won't be surprised, like if I were shuffling a tarot deck, if the Star card came out, because there's a message of hope kind of coming through in here. The way she's holding that flower and it's dead, but to her it's beautiful, right? with that perspective shift is kind of like making the most of a situation, or silver linings kind of energy. Show me the energy of the High Priestess coming through. This message that's trying to come through Spirit might actually be coming through by way of specifically a female. Look at that. A mentor, a muse of sorts. Look at her red hair. They look very similar. So you might meet someone, or someone might have, you might have a conversation with someone that resembles this, or their energy reminds you of this. And there's truth to what they're saying, or a message is coming out from Spirit. Not for all of you, but they might be a Sagittarius if that's the case. Interesting. A unique individual. Fiery with that red hair. Not necessarily, but for some of you that came through really strong, just how, you know. For some of you it's a guide. A spirit guide. The moth. Yeah. There's that zebra energy. Also, some of you guys are overwhelmed with the possibility of the future. You're feeling uncomfortable. Definitely a Saggy in the midst here for some of you, because I had these cards, these two together, and I think this one as well, come through in a previous Saggy reading that I scrapped, and it was really cool, but I had to scrap it. And these to come out together is very interesting. This is like come to the light. Moth is a frantic energy. Like, whoa. This person needs to, like, almost to distract themselves. Really torn up inside. I feel for this person. But moth is a moth to a flame. It's ba 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 ba, right? Like, ugh, the mental energy going on here with this king. It's a lot. And it's kind of won't, like, look at the despair on Jack Skellington there, right? What was me, all tangled up on his podium there, like twisted up, right? And then the moth is a very directionless energy. It's typically the card of like going towards the grass is greener, but to me, it just feels like those points of those neurological firings going off, like the randomness or the overwhelm of this king's mental state. And this is saying, come to the light, come to the balance, come to the truth, come to the calm, stay in the light for a bit, don't go to the next one. Very frantic energy. And then we have earthworm underneath. This is a card of being green, and it's also a very twisted up energy. So this card, they liken it to like, and this is a call for grounding and calm is what I'm getting with the moth energy. But they akin this to like an intern at a company, being very intimidated, feeling very green, worked up, right? You know, when you're starting your first day at a job and you're feeling really nervous, you're feeling like the new kid at school, and you're like, what if I make a fool of myself? It's kind of like that. I am getting an impression from this king, and I don't know if I said it, but I was getting this before, is that you or this person is really afraid to kind of take the next step or actually act on something. Like, there's a lot of potential within this earthworm, right? If this earthworm brings everything to the table that they have to offer and they stick it out, this is an energy of sticking something out too. not giving up or not getting overwhelmed to see it through to fruition, eventually the Earthworm's going to gain a lot of knowledge working under that CEO, and maybe they might have the confidence or the know how or abilities or skill one day to go off and start their own business in that field, or become very high up in that company, right? Once they gain more experience, but they also have to rise to the occasion and show that company why they are an asset to them, right? And then we have the raccoon energy, which is an energy of like hiding in the dark, is kind of a reluctance or an unwillingness to showcase one's abilities, right? Like lurking in the shadows, but it's a very talented energy. This is like untapped potential with this. Hiding it away, fumbling over it, getting too worked up. This person, I would say, probably has a lot of social anxiety, right? And I think, thank you, Spirit. So with this stepping into this, I was like, how is that tying into what this king is lacking in terms of taking action? This is like confidence in oneself. Again, convincing. They have to shift, this king has to shift their perspective from one of worry or like bouncing from thing to thing, not really sticking around or seeing anything through, so that they don't have to showcase, or, they don't have to have people see them a certain way, or possibly they make a mistake and people think they're not fit for the position or they're not good enough or what have you. The perspective shift needed for this king is, again, this has to do with comfortability with one's, not so much expression, it's just like kind of actually hanging out in the life, doing the thing, sticking it through, making the most of it, showing up, right? Really showing up. And this is a reluctance too. I'm kind of failing on how to word this energy. It's like showing up every day and being like, this is what I have to contribute. I'm a badass. This speaks to artistry as well. But these are all about a talent. There we go. Your talent, right? You are talented, or this person is talented. And instead of showcasing their talent, developing or showing it to other people, or they need to frame their perspective like, I am talented, I am an asset here. Wow. Phoenix rising. There is some looming sense of like, that's the more that this person ignores it and succumbs to that like uncomfortability, and that ignores this perspective shift and this mental disease, and there is an active participation doing that by jumping from one thing to the next so they don't have to feel uncomfortable. It's just compounding mentally for this person. It's like compounding on itself, and it's also affecting the future, because this is like the card of looking forward to things. When the 2 of Wands goes to the 3, someone has to pick a path. So there's 2 wands, walk a path, right? And then you pick that and you commit to it and you stick it out, and then things meet you in that energy. But with the moth frantic energy and the unwillingness, the twisted up, I'm just going to sit over here and hide in the shadows energy of this raccoon, right? I'm not going to go there so I don't have to feel uncomfortable because I'm really twisted up about this. It's not going to meet you in the path unless you walk it and you show up and you say, here I am, this is what I have to offer. That's the potential, right, of walking it. I do like that Temperance is here. And it's funny now that we've come full circle with this reading, because that is also the tempering element. This is a card of hard work and focus. It's a card of doing it. Bossing up, right? From the Earthworm to the CEO. Very green, right? But this is the card of actually putting your nose to the grind and doing it. Sorry for the noise in the background. I have upstairs neighbors. We all have to live our lives, right? We have to go out and actually do it, right? And I'm not trying to sound judgmental. It's just there's so much mentality going on, and when this comes out, raccoon in particular, but this as well, this is talking directly to unseen or hidden away talent. This person is talented. They have something to offer. Like, I really want to illustrate or like emphasize that for sure. There is something that they have to bring to the table here. They're just too worked up to do it. So I'm gonna leave that there, Leos. I wish you guys all the best. Happy solar return again, and I'll see you guys in 2 weeks.